And yes, back on your screens, this is exclusive. And I'm bright, Nana Kwesi Ameni. I'm excited about this particular interview because one of my favorite human beings, in the media space here in Ghana, is going to be with me here tonight on the show. And if I were you, I'll take a notebook and a pen. You never know. You might end up making some important notes, I remember when I didn't even have an idea about what blogging is. By the time he was futuristic human being. He was already in the future, living in 2080. Also, we're back in the 90s. You get it? My guest tonight is who you're going to get to know after this turn. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Welcome back, and I'm still here on exclusive, a very nice environment, I must say. This is our makeshift studio. Not in the studios, we are on the premises. I want to call, maybe you might say because of his age, he's not a legend, but you can actually put him there when it comes to vlogging. AMEYAW DEBRAH is my guest here tonight, and he tells me you're almost from the same region. I'm not lying.
Yes.
Where are you from?
So I'm from Kwao, Oboming.
Ko. You feel like the chilling master.
Yeah, not.
Listen, when I came here, the first thing I asked him was, can I get some wine? And he was generous to give us this. Should I help you?
Sure.
I don't mind. I don't mind. I hope it doesn't. Okay, let me not say anything because I know you're a gentleman and it will definitely be okay. Not too much.
Yeah.
We've been told to
Take it easy.
take it easy. Not to sip too much, so just a little bit, and I should think you should do. There we go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wherever you are, or wherever you're watching us from, you can do the same. Get yourself a wine, and like I mentioned earlier, a notepad and a pen. It's going to get quite interesting and very, calm. You get it? And thank you so much. Let's toast today to the conversation here tonight. AMEYAW.
Cheers.
And I appreciate you. It smells good. Is it? Is it Ghanaian made or South African or what
No,
exactly?
I think this is probably Spanish. I haven't
Spanish?
checked it out. Yeah, I think, yeah.
But it's good for the hearts.
So they say.
You don't believe in that?
Well, I mean, so far as you take it in moderation, because, of course, it has alcohol, and so you don't want to be so excessive with it because apart from the health, it can, in the moment, lead you to do something else.
So how many times will AMEYAW on a normal day or like in a week or in a month say, yeah, let me just sip on some wine and just relax?
So it's very rare.
Am I making you sin by drinking?
No.
Let me just be
Actually,
sure,
last week I finished the bottle.
Okay, that's something.
But then, so it happens every now and then.
Right.
I think the most wine I ever drink is when I am on a tour or something like that. So a wine tour, then back to back you're tasting, doing different things. But at home, very occasionally, usually, of course, we're just coming back from the festive season, and so I had some interesting gifts come through, and every now and then I'm like, oh, let me try this one.
I mean, that's nice. How many countries have you been so far? Are
The
you
last
able to
time I counted, I mean, I was doing a cruise across West Africa, and so I was very conscious. Every country I went, I would drop the picture and say, this is country number so and so. I think I'm probably on 35. I think I'm on 35. Yes.
Across the world?
Across the world.
35 countries. What? Oh my God. How many countries do you have on your bucket list?
Well, so I haven't done Australia, and I've done most of the Asian countries, proper Asian countries, and then of course I want to do Canada. So these are countries that are on my bucket list, and hopefully maybe this year, if not, the World Cup is going to Canada. Also, I might use that opportunity to go visit. But at Australia, because you always think of it as it's so far off, and so I'm like, I want to go to that side and experience it. And again, I mentioned that I was on a cruise. I met an Australian. She became a friend and is inviting me to come over also.
Oh, she is inviting you to come over.
To come over as well. So I mean, she was my partner on the boat. She was about almost close to 80, but she was vibrant. She would flip flop, hop around, and I'm like, where does she get that energy from? So I mean, we after everything else, we do communicate. So it would be nice to go check it out.
I love that you find time to work and still enjoy life. You know, I feel like work shouldn't be a burden. It shouldn't be a kill yourself type of activity. You have to work and enjoy it.
Yes, I think I've been fortunate because of the field I'm in, and so sometimes enjoyment comes as work. And realistically, the only time I'm actually chilling is when I'm working, because if you leave me, I'm the boring type of person. I'm probably always in the room, watching television.
We'll make good friends, because I hardly go out, work at home, and that's it.
Exactly.
Yes,
so I think I get to get a bit of a social life through the work I do, and that's the fun part.
Right. I've actually been to your production hub, and I've seen some beautiful pictures of yourself. I've seen you with Ludacris. I've seen you with how have I just forgotten? Some very fine faces from a lot of entertainment industries.
Yeah.
You get this opportunity a lot. First of all, blogging opened all these doors for you. How did you just wake up one day and say, I want to do blogging? When at the time, I don't know the percentage of Ghanaians who even knew what blogging really was at the time.
Yes.
How did it start for you? For those who don't even know who AMEYAW DEBRAH is.
All right. Okay. So I mean, I always link it back to going back to tech, because I was in tech at KNUST. I studied publishing studies there, and in my year, I was voted the best publishing student.
Go you.
And so I had the opportunity to do my national service with one of the sponsors of the award.
Right.
Back then, it was Ovation magazine, and so they offered to.
Ovation?
Ovation, yeah.
Wow.
So I could do my national service with them. And so I took that up and I did my national service. And that was when I really started writing. And the editors liked how I was writing.
Skills.
And so when I left Ovation, I didn't want to go and do something new, because that was my first time working and I liked what I was doing. And unfortunately, even before Ovation, I left Ovation, I was uploading my interactions, interviews with people, and sharing on social media. And so I realized that I was connecting with people who were interested in what I was doing. And so I had already naturally started growing some sort of audience on social media. And then when I left Ovation, I started writing online to a lot of portals, mostly Pan-African, but based in the US. And most of it was for free, but for me, it was like I was based in Ghana, I was in Africa, and there are Africans in the diaspora trying to create content to connect.
Right.
So I was like, I can do it. I can do it better once I'm on the continent. So it was just contributing. And then I had a meeting with somebody who wanted to start a parenting magazine. And so they put together somebody to do the content, somebody to do photography, and somebody to do marketing. So when I went for that meeting, the one who was doing the photography was doing a project called Voices of Africa.
Okay.
And because of his schedule, he wasn't able to meet the targets. And so he was like, if I am interested, he can leave that to me so that I'll be the Ghanaian correspondent and then do the project. I was like, cool, they did an email to connect me with the team. Basically, what I did was they gave Nokia phones to young journalists across Africa, and they used the phone to film, edit, and upload to the server, and then it's published on Africa.
It looks like things came to you easily. Can I say that?
I always say that I've been quite fortunate because I think nature, perhaps, they know I'm a chilled person. I'm not, so those opportunities come, and I take opportunities once they come. So, I mean, when I was doing this project for Voice of Africa, it was quite early in the early stages of digital blogging, everything. And there was a conference in South Africa called Highway Africa.
Right.
And so I was invited to come and speak at the Rhodes University. about the project we were doing because it was still very new.
Right.
We didn't see journalists using mobile phones to create content. So I was invited to go and speak on what we were doing. And so it was at this forum that I met people in the space from all over. Some were doing blogging, some were doing different things. And I was like, I'm already doing bits of this blogging already. And I had already created a Blogspot account. But I wasn't taking it so serious. I was just posting here and there. So when I came, listening to the impact and the reach those people who were practicing were getting, I'm like, maybe I should go and take it seriously. So when I came back to Ghana, the mentality changed because now I was like, oh, there's something, people who are actually bloggers and they are hailing them, they're doing this. So let me try and do that. And so I started, and then eventually I launched the AMEYAW.com.
Yeah.
And that, I think it was a game changer. I mean, initially, it was weird because people have to type your name to find you, and if they got it wrong, they won't find you. But also, with hindsight, I realized that that's what really made the difference because there wasn't a portal that was in the name of a person. And in my case, it was a real person. It was my real name. And people could really sort of have access to me and feel like it's coming from somebody they knew. And so once the website was launched, there was no stopping. I was just doing constant content, finding ways to create content, be at events, interview people, watch TV shows like what we're doing, and then create content out of it. And it was catching fire.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I heard of AMEYAW DEBRAH, I was like, how does he do it? How did he even get a domain name, his name on there? And you type in, the website pops up.
Yeah.
And I feel like, reading your story, I feel like you are telling me the story
directly. Yeah.
Because I'm reading what you're writing with the personality captured in there.
Yeah.
And it was quite interesting.
Yeah.
But in this time that we have a lot of them out there, a lot of them now, influencers, you know, YouTubers, vloggers, not just bloggers, but vloggers, who are Italian YouTube and all that.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel? Can we say that you're the godfather of all these social media things here in Ghana?
Well, I mean, if they give me that title, I'll gladly take it. I mean, yes. And I think, like you were saying, I have been fortunate because I started quite early. And my strategy has been that when something is evolving, when something is growing, I want to grow with it and evolve along every stage. And that helps me. Because if I were to start now with how it's saturated and the options that people have and what people are leaning towards to, I would struggle because the kind of content I create, it's not exactly the most popular because people have a taste for certain content now.
What is your type?
So, I mean, for me, I put myself in and it's content that appeals to me first. And so it doesn't overly have to be controversial. It doesn't have to be what everybody is talking about. And so even a lot of my content now, people realize it's leaning towards lifestyle more than the celebrity entertainment content that I started with. And I think it was also strategic because as a business, I wanted to find ways to make more revenue. And so opening it up and doing things around lifestyle brought me closer to brands, and I was able to work with different kinds of brands. And so that also led me to where I am now in terms of the things I consider and what I ignore.
I'm still here with the man, AMEYAW DEBRAH, just AMEYAWDEBRAH.com. Very, very interesting, as you say. Now, let's speak of how you've been able to maintain the brand. You get it. It's quite difficult to maintain a brand and still even get the numbers. At times, he goes like, I lost this figure, this number on social media, on Instagram. I bring them like, how are you even keeping track? Do you have the time to do that? How do you do that? You're able to keep track of the number of people you have on your blog, who are reading your stories, who are liking them, who are following you, who are following you or not. But how does it, first of all, how does it feel when you wake up one morning and realize you've lost a number of subscribers?
I mean, it's difficult to take in, but for me, I always want to do some sort of reflection and ask, why are they following, why are they unfollowing? Because in your mind, you've not done anything wrong. You are still doing what you're doing that you think brought somebody to follow you or subscribe. So why has that person lost interest? But then I found out that I cannot control that. Once I have started, once I have a network, once I have a community, mine is to engage with that community, giving them the content I want them to engage with. And I mean, like you said, it's not easy to be relevant over a period of years. And for me, I think being able to reinvent myself, being able to also is what will be the backbone. I mean, I keep saying the likes of Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, they've formed that unit of fandom that support them. So even when the song is not good, at least they have that minimum.
They are still going to listen to it anyways.
People who will listen to it anyway. And so for me, it's important to create those communities. And I think being around for a very long time has allowed me to do that. And now I've also opened up, and so there are people on the team who are able to follow things that I naturally wouldn't even follow. But of course, I wanted them to follow it and have the same principles that I have. And so yes, they are creating content that is young, trendy, but it's not going overboard or out of what I want them to do. So yes, these are some of the ways I have tried to be relevant. And I think it's difficult to describe me or put me in a box because I do different things. And so if one is not working so much, the other would be working at some point over the other. So yeah, that's how I mix it up.
Now, the new conversation about the new generation, Gen Z, have you been affected by their taste in news?
Absolutely. And I mean, even it's not just news now, because now it's content, and all these platforms that we use as tools to do our work, they're all gravitating towards a certain direction. And a lot of it is dictated by the taste, the preferences of those who make those platforms engaging, and they are the young people, the Gen Zs. But I have not lost myself. I'm like, I am not going to bow down to those pressures and create senseless content, because a lot of it is senseless. It doesn't add any value. It's just in the heat of the moment, let people laugh, let people join the trend, and that's not what we want to do. So we are still using, every now and then we do something that will connect with them, and then that's fine. But we don't want to shift our mentality and do so much. I mean, a platform like Pulse, which I think I was the first manager to bring it up. When I look at what they're doing, and they create a lot of content to suit them, and it's working. But I think there's so much out there. And again, I guess I go back to be fortunate having that longevity that has made me grow over a period, and so people grow.
I think it's become sort of, people actually agree with you.
Exactly.
So you still have that particular fixed type of audience.
People there. And then the young ones, every now and then they come, because again, I am somebody who enjoys conversations. And so if something is happening, if they're saying wrong things about somebody, I'm trying to correct them. And so somebody will probably see that, who is this person? And then even if it doesn't know me, will know me through that engagement. But I'm not going to do it in the tone that suits the trend. I have conversations around the trend, but still be like that big brother who wants to put sense into the...
You're being true to yourself and what you believe in.
Yeah.
I like that fact, because I feel like people are being swayed away by
the trends.
By the trends.
And I think that's the difficulty, because online, social media, a lot of it is driven by personality. And it's either you fake it to connect with what people like, or you're just you.
But whose fault is it then? Because you can choose to either be affected or just be you.
Yeah, I mean, you get more numbers, you get more following if you do what the majority of them want. But then at the end of the day, what are you doing with that? Is that who you want? Is that the max the footprint you want to leave. I mean, I'm excited when even me myself sometimes I search something and I'm looking for a picture to do something, and it happened like so many years ago.
Right.
And then the pictures that pop up are things that I have contributed into that ecosystem. And so if you wanted something that happened in, say, 2000, if it came out, it's probably something that I have generated. It gives me that kind of joy. But some years down the line, if I should search every random stupid thing and it's me that is popping up, I don't think I'm going to be happy. And so all of those things have sort of guided me in terms of what I do in the space and what imprint I leave. Because, like they say, the internet never forgets. Whatever you do, whatever you say, it's probably cached somewhere.
Right. Let me ask you this quickly. I want you to give me a top 5 bloggers in Ghana.
At the moment,
Top 5. Let's not massage it. I mean,
so I'm not going to just do bloggers or people but just content people in general.
right.
Yeah. So I like Nana T.
Is it in order?
Not in order, just that 5 people that I'm
Right.
gravitating towards. So I would say Nana T.
Oh, I like him too.
Yeah,
Very
I mean,
thoughtful.
he's doing a lot of things, especially on Facebook, and the community he's built, the impact he's having in what he does is amazing. Of course, with AMEYAW, when it comes to YouTubing
Shouts to him.
and all of those things, the content is different, it's impactful, and the community is built around that is really, really relevant. And then when it comes to more of the entertainment, I would always cite someone like Zion, because Zion Felix has been able to build something around the celebrity culture.
Right.
And he pretty much domesticated it. He like the people that ordinarily would haven't had mentions
Opportunity, yeah.
to be heard. He started focusing with them, and then you saw the impact of what he was doing. So Zion Felix is also one person I would call. And then I like Stella Chanel. She does travel content.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
I also feel it is important for us to have those kinds of a good mix that represent who we are. And so there's somebody who is creating content on places people can go within Ghana. And of course, she does a lot of international trips also. So I'll probably add him to it.
How many do we have now?
We have 4.
4 now.
We have 4 now.
Right.
So I'm looking for the fifth
fifth
person. Because I want to spread it across the things I'm seeing and really and admiring. And I think maybe I wouldn't want to go to food. I was going to suggest someone from food.
Are you going to mention Sweet Ajele?
I mean, Sweet Ajele, yeah. I mean, she's done well, but she's not the one I had in mind.
Okay.
I think Sweet Ajele, YouTube-wise, what she's done and the void she's filling, where she's letting people, it's amazing.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
the person I was going to mention was just the sheer production quality, the distance they go to create food.
Who is this person?
So that's why
I'm in suspense.
I'm not going to mention food.
Mention.
So let's leave the fifth person for now. I'll come back to it. I'll come back
I
to
was
it.
going to tell you I didn't hear somebody's name, but let me know.
Who is that? Mention it.
You don't mind?
Yes, mention it.
I didn't hear Kojo Sheldon.
Kojo, yeah. So Kojo, when it comes to general fun content, I think he's leading that space. And so yes, probably I would add him to my mix because. You are right. I should have mentioned him because
I just want to know.
Now,
he wasn't part of the top 4.
Yes, he's definitely there. Now he has even animation, and so from what it started to what it's become now, absolutely. Thanks for reminding me. I'll add Kojo Sheldon to it.
Right. I mean, there's a lot you're going to talk about. Okay, listen. When he mentioned the fact that he enjoys one content creator who is all about food and all that, I was like, you also cook. You also have a cooking sort of blogging.
Yeah.
You cook.
Yeah.
AMEYAW cooking in the kitchen. You should watch him. Are you able to eat what you cook?
Yeah, not just
I'll
me.
come back to it. Don't worry. I'll come back to that. You can say for something. I'll come back to that. But I'm still here with AMEYAW Debrah of AMEYAWDebrah.com. I mean, I should say that back in the day, he's like this futuristic human being who saw how blogging was going to explode, took advantage of it, and he made it. I'm still making it in a way. He's been to places, seen people, met people. And I'm glad to be sharing this conversation with him here tonight. Don't go nowhere. We're still here on Exclusive. We are back. Stay with us. So yes, we are back on your screens, and I just had to just take a quick sip. I'm not getting drunk. I'm not. It's good for the heart to allow us. Okay, I'm not getting drunk. I'm just sipping on it to just help me stay calm. You get it? Because this is a very an interview I've been looking forward to for God knows how long. How long have you been trying to?
We've been trying to fix it for some time now.
A lot of times it doesn't work. So I'm so excited. Finally, listen, he didn't even come to the studio. We came to his house. That's an honor. I'm excited. He opened his gate for us to even get it. Yeah. So thank you so much for allowing us.
Pleasure.
But you have been cooking.
Yes.
Ooh, not violence, but real food.
Real food.
Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, since we started AMEYAW TV, for me, I wanted to create a variety of content as much as possible. Because when I started AMEYAW TV, it was mostly content created by the host and people I had hired. And so I wanted to connect with people. And I thought, let me show a side that perhaps they didn't know. And so I launched American Cook. And then when I started it, it was a long, boring format because I'm not somebody who likes talking. And so the first sort of season was chatty. It wasn't fun. And so I sort of reinvented it. I was like, let's do it really quick, snappy, maximum 2 minutes. It can be even 50 seconds. And then I realized that it's really catching on with people. And I think because I travel, I share food that I'm eating, and so people, the importance of that, the reason for that show was to show people that I don't just eat. I just don't go to places and eat. I actually can cook. And I cook in a way where I'm trying to use, I mean, basic thing that we all are familiar with, but I want to present it in a different way that will make people feel, how come I didn't think about that? I mean, this week we've been doing 3, and they're all exciting, and I mean, when
I like how you are speaking, you are smiling through it. You're so excited about it.
When I tell the crew that we are shooting this, they're like, what is this? And then when we finish, and then now they're rushing to eat it because it tastes good. And it's just like, okay, so I get some of the questions I keep getting as people saying, why am I always the one tasting and praising it? And people want to come and taste it. But at least those who work with me, when they eat it, they enjoy it.
Maybe they don't want to be sacked, so they'll tell you.
No.
I'm just saying, don't mind me.
They enjoy it.
That's nice. But then it was weird for me. When I first saw the video from Yaku, I'm like, is he trying... You know, because I've seen videos where people try to cook, create their own recipes, and it goes bad. It's another content for them, and they still make money off it. So I thought it was one of those contents. But here you are, it's cooked, presented, and it looks good.
It tastes good too.
I'm like, okay.
I mean, I have always cooked, especially, I think I stopped cooking after the university. Because even growing up, sometimes I'm just home with my older brother, and so between the two of us, I would be the one that would cook. And then when I went to university, I was cooking. So for my roommates, I would cook and everybody would eat. And then after that, I really didn't had a chance to be cooking. So I stopped cooking. But I've always cooked, and even at that early stage, it was cooking the way I wanted to cook it. So
who thought you had to cook? Are you a mommy's boy?
I wouldn't say I'm a mommy's boy.
Mama back Accra, just a little bit.
Well, we may go back to defining what Mama Ba is, but I think yes, my mom was largely a housewife,
Right.
And so most of the time she was home, and so if you close from school, you would come and meet her and things like that. And I think perhaps I watched her cook, probably. And then the thing is, mine is just do what you want to do.
I get excited when I meet men who can cook, because I'm a very good cook. I'm not even bragging, man. Everybody can tell you. When you come to my home, they know I'm a very good cook.
Good.
Sometimes on Sundays are my cooking days.
Oh, good.
I like to see the family and
Do something.
Come on, I'm not bragging. Stop looking at me like that. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. Don't do that. So when I see men who cook, I feel like it's therapeutic.
Oh yeah, it can be.
It's therapeutic.
It can be because it's something different from what you normally do, and every now and then, it's cool.
I
mean,
like
now sometimes when my son sees me, he wants us to do a show, which is
you should.
Nathan can cook. I'm like, don't worry, you do
No,
it.
but how about one day we see you and your son in the kitchen cooking together?
Yeah, it will probably happen because most of the time when we are filming, he has closed from school, and so he's disturbing us, making it difficult for us. So maybe one day we put him on and just so that he has fun.
Come on, it's not time for us to just it's been a very chill conversation, but let's make it more chill. How about that? And I came all the way here with my treasure box.
Oh, cool.
Yes, this has a lot of gifts in there.
Amen.
$1 million gifts, golden plated gifts, carats of gold in here.
Good.
So we call this segment 5 in 5.
5 and 5.
So don't go nowhere. Up next is 5 in 5. Welcome back. And it's now time for 5 in 5. And 5 questions in 5 minutes. Usually, if you're to be doing this in the studio, we're just in 5 minutes. But since we're here in your house,
It might be longer.
I mean, we are in your lights. So yeah, we get to give you extra time on this. So I'm going to open this treasure box and you get to pick the questions, read them out, and you answer them.
So there are only 5 questions.
5 questions.
So that means whatever I do, I answer those questions.
These 5 questions.
Okay. Question number 5. We start from number 5.
Oh, can you imagine? You just went back to the bottom, but it's okay.
Would you ever endorse any political party?
Such a question to be your first question.
Yeah, and I mean, it's right timing. So I don't think I would endorse a political party.
Never?
Never. I don't
Regardless
think I
the
would.
money involved?
No. I mean,
5 million?
even more so if...
$5 million?
Even more so if it's because I'm
$10 million?
getting paid. No. I think it's also because we are not politically matured as a community.
Right.
And so the aftermath will be worse than I feel, because people are vindictive, people are bitter, they are negative when it comes to that for no reason. And for me to vouch for somebody, I must fully believe in that person, and I can only vouch for myself when it comes to some of these things.
Because you know you.
Yeah, I know myself better than any other person, so I don't think I would ever see myself endorsing a political party.
But I believe a time will come where people will understand what it means to support somebody
I hope
without
so.
emotions.
I hope so, because I think that you may know somebody personally and you believe in the person based on the relationship. Imagine, for instance, somebody I know, I've worked with, some years down the line is going for political position, and I feel, based on that relationship I've had with him, I can say, yes, this is somebody I can endorse.
Right.
I probably would do that. But then again, it will be more on the person than on a political party. Yeah.
Right. So it's more of a personal connection.
Yeah.
Not the entirety of the party.
Yeah, because
Right.
there's so much at stake that you can't, even if you know the person, the forces are too much that
Forces.
you cannot vouch for anything.
What's the next?
All right. All right. Question number 3.
Okay.
Dark or light skin?
Okay, tell me your preference.
I would probably say dark. I mean, it depends on what the question is about.
Don't worry, whatever I think is, I'm thinking the same thing too. Just tell me.
For
They
me,
understand.
I've sometimes asked why people feel a certain way towards lighter skinned people than they would, because for me, the skin, it doesn't matter. If I'm dealing with people.
Sorry, let me not bore you with all these long conversations. When it comes to women,
Yeah, that's something.
let's go into our spirits.
Yeah, if I'm dealing with a woman, it's based on the personality more than anything else. Because if you're...
It's a very diplomatic answer, Amir.
No, it is.
Very diplomatic.
The skin color doesn't come in. It doesn't make you more beautiful or less beautiful. The character defines you better than the skin. And for me, yeah.
Now you know why he's a diplomatic blogger. Very diplomatic. Very, very diplomatic. On to the next.
The next one.
Yes, 3 more to go.
All right. Question number 1. What would you buy without thinking twice?
Yeah, maybe just sitting with like, I'm buying it. I don't even care about the price. I'm just going to get it.
That's interesting. Because the thing with me when it comes to buying is that it's in the moment. If I feel it's something I must like, I must get it. If it's a shirt and it's in a design that I think speaks to me, I will buy it, whether it's expensive or not so expensive. So it's probably in the moment, yes. But generally, I'm a careful person. But once maybe I'll go to a shop, I see something, I like it. And regardless of the price, I think to fit me, I will go for it.
But what is the most expensive thing in your wardrobe, Amir?
In my wardrobe?
Yes, the most expensive.
Do I even know? In my wardrobe, I can't even tell.
Come on, let's travel. Let's travel the time. Let's go back into your wardrobe and see what's in there. I know you love sandals a lot.
Yeah, so yes, so maybe the most expensive sandals is probably what I'm wearing, which is around $600.
This is like a half shoe, right?
Yeah.
Can we have a shoe cam, please? We need a shoe cam for this half shoe right
yeah,
here.
the half shoe.
$600.
I like things that are very simple, and so.
Amir, relax. Wait, hold up. The shoes are right now. Cost how much?
600.
Okay. That's the most expensive in your wardrobe?
Yes, sandals. So in terms of sandals, yes.
What brand is it though?
It's a Magnani.
Okay, let me not ask too much then.
Yeah.
I get it. What did you buy it from?
Well, I got it online, and so they delivered when I was in the US.
I mean, let us sip to this. Let us sip to this, please. How much is mine? I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you how much mine is, but it's fine. Let's move on, please. Let's move on. $600.
Great. Number 2, favorite vacation spot.
Ooh, you have a lot.
That's interesting, yes. And the thing is, each one, there's something you like about it. But in general, if I'm to pick countries that I go and they have a lot of sports that I've enjoyed, it's probably South Africa.
South Africa.
I think it's also because I feel it's on the continent. So I think there are lots of places you can just go, chill, and experience different things. And so I'll probably say Cape Town, maybe. But in general, South Africa is cool. And there are lots of other places. But I think in the beginning, did I talk about places I would like to go? I think the Caribbean is a place I haven't been to. Okay. And so any of those islands I would want to visit. Preferably, maybe I'll start with Jamaica.
Alone?
Well,
I'm just asking.
We may go. I may go with the family.
Okay.
I may go in the family. So maybe, I'm from the US to that side is even easier. So at a good time, we may just go as a family to experience it. I mean, I haven't been to the Caribbean
Put me somewhere
yet.
in your bag, please.
I should.
Your luggage. Find a place and put me there. I would love to go with you.
Yeah, it would be a good experience. Great. Question number 4. Favorite AMEYAW tune of all time?
Yeah.
I guess it's the AMEYAW Nocturnal.
Nocturnal. Oh, I love it. I love it. AMEYAW.
Well,
I'm your number 1 fan, trust me.
Yes. So I'll probably go for
Just a new song, the Olua. You know, that's another.
Yes, it's a
beautiful
very
song.
beautiful motivational song.
Little things.
It's really good. And I think the thing with the Fia is when it comes to performances, everyone feels different, everyone feels new. And I've listened to her perform that song in different ways, and she always kills it. I mean, yeah, so probably that's one of my favorites all time.
One of my best times in the Fia perform was on the Emmys, the Exclusive Men of the Year Awards, and she was...
The recent one.
No, I think, how many years ago?
Yeah, probably 3
yeah.
or so, yeah.
And she was fire.
Amazing. Good.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. She always...
Mami, let me put you on the spot. Little things. Just give me a line of...
Oh, no,
come on, try it. Come on.
I have to cook and eat first before I can
You
sing.
have to eat.
I have to cook and eat first before I can sing. Yeah.
That's going to take a lot of
I have a
time.
terrible voice. And growing up, I mean, it was one of the things I thought I could do. Everybody else said I had a terrible singing voice, but in my head I sounded so
like-
good.
I'm
but now I'm convinced that
You can't sing.
singing
It's not part of it. I'm thinking it's part of also sing a lot in
the bathroom.
In the bathroom,
and,
yeah.
I mean, I would disturb a lot in the house and thinking I was doing something good, but it was terrible. And now they don't have to tell me; I just know.
But did you ever think of entering into the studio to make music?
To make music.
Did you ever think?
I mean, I've now been thinking about it because
wait. You didn't want to do it before, but now you want to do it.
yeah, because I think now I have
What?
some sort of popularity, and so people will be like, even if the music is trash, they'll give it a chance. They'll give it a chance, and I've been contemplating. I mean, there've been instances that I've considered myself having music on the charts everywhere in the world because
Can you imagine?
it's sort of easy now.
Yeah.
Imagine if you create a sound that is catchy, that people are playing
piano
with.
beats or Afro beats, and
Yeah, it's easy to yeah. It can be just it will have my name on it, but
I'm imagining you right now in a music video singing and performing it.
I mean, I've been having dreams where I've had hit songs. They call me to perform, and I flunk it entirely. But music
You'll
is
be
on my
having
brain,
dreams.
Oh, because sometimes I think as a creative person, sometimes things come to your mind, and
Yeah.
you feel you can create. You feel you can do it, but reality sets in.
Listen, yeah, you're not alone. You're not alone. I've actually seen myself acting before, receiving the Oscars and all that before. So you're not alone, please. We all have our own fantasies.
We all have those.
Yeah,
very
so it works.
important.
But imagine I'm your Debra, I'm your Debra on the beat,
Charlie, I have to look for a
Just
stage
imagine
name
it.
and all of that.
Let's get you one. A Debra.
Yeah,
I think it still sounds too rigid and too diplomatic.
No, well, the Deborah is there, so
Or A Debbie. A Debbie.
A Debbie. You have to spell the Debbie right, otherwise.
Or
A Debs.
Sister.
Yes,
I think A Debs.
A Debs or something, yeah.
Yeah, A Debs.
And then we create some wicked
That's
sounds.
what she saw called here. Oh my God, I'm crying. I was laughing.
I think I will revisit it. It's possible. And I think there's a time. I mean, I saw Zion produce a song, so I was like, I wouldn't mind doing an album with
please
different
don't let-
artists.
Don't let Zion's music influence you. If nothing, it's going to be the influence. Not Zion's
Not Zion's music.
Please forgive me,
Okay,
but not
so
Zion's music.
I'll close the chapter on singing.
Yes. Yeah, maybe Peter Pa or something should be.
But where is Peter Pan nowadays? I hardly hear of him.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. I don't know why he's silent.
I mean, that's the music. You have your luck, and then it's gone. The next person takes it. So.
Yeah, but I hope he comes back. But when it comes to music as a noun, who would you think it's your go-to person you listen to their song any day?
Yeah. So I mean, growing up, I was listening to music more when I was growing up, and then the early stage when I was in the industry. But now, I hardly really consume a lot of music. It's more very passive. So I go to an event, I'm listening to what's happening, or I'm in the car, I'm moving, listening to radio, and then sometimes through promotions, what is sent to me, and so I get to listen to. Currently, I like the new school kids. I mean, from Camido, Kim Promise, Kwame Eugene, Kitty, Blacko, I even if I don't like all their music, I just like what they represent and what they're able to do
Hard work.
and what they can do if it continues in the right direction. So I'm enjoying these ones, and every now and then I think sometimes I even go somewhere and I don't know the song, and I just say this song with this lyric. I tweet it or put it somewhere. Somebody will tell me what the title is, and I'll look for it. So yes, I mean, African music is getting a lot of spotlight, and a lot of opportunities exist now than before. And so I want to see more and more of our musicians grabbing it and be in the limelight. And so I think that's what is only missing now. But in terms of people doing music, there are lots of them doing amazing, and we need them to represent us very well on those global stages.
Right. Let me quickly ask you this: who is your celebrity crush?
Crush.
You should have one, definitely.
If I had one, I think I've always said it. It was probably.
If you had.
I mean, if I should mention, I mean, I keep saying it every time they ask me who it would be. It was Caroline Sampson. Caroline.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what.
Caroline.
Yeah.
I love to listen
And
to her.
she's lively. So I was watching her mostly, I think, from the time she was a model when she went to Miss Malaika.
Yeah.
And then when I was at Ovation, her older sister was friends with some of the workers, or she had a role, so she was coming there also. So then I started to see her in person before she even went into radio and all of that. So I keep telling her I should have probably married her, but she.
Okay, it was that deep, huh?
No, it's just a
But
crush.
does she know that about
Oh, I've
this?
said it so many times. I think I've even tweeted. I've said it in some interviews and all of that. Yeah.
I mean, I thought
it was just a
I
crush.
thought it was going to be a very calm conversation, but I feel like I'm making you sweat. Forgive me so much.
You're forgiven.
But listen, man, I've enjoyed this.
I
really have. It's been a very quiet, calm conversation, and you have a beautiful place, I should say.
Thanks.
And you were generous to give us this. I mean,
a little wine.
thank you so much.
Charlie, pleasure.
And for not coming
Thanks
to the
for
studio,
having
but
me.
still letting us come to your home, open the doors for us.
It's been
And I'll be
amazing.
here with them, AMEYAW. He tells me this might be either a
I
South
think it was
African
Spain. I think.
or Spanish or something, but yeah, we still love it, and it tastes good.
It tastes good, yeah.
So you watch exclusive here. I am bright, Nana Kwesi Amenin, and trust me, thank you so much for watching us and always making time to stay with us here on exclusive. And shout out to the crew. Have a good night.